Grant, hello. Great to see you. As always, thank you so much for your time. Would you mind just giving me kind of a very brief overview of, what you do and the companies that you're involved with, this special focus on Fleet?
Thank you, Henry. So I'm glad to make this time for you. My name is Grant Calder, and I'm the CEO of Flyt, which is a white label coaching management platform, which we license to organizations that do coaching at scale. I also have a consulting business called The Role, where we do coaching at scale, leadership development, team development, facilitation workshops around developing people. I've been doing this since 2012. I started our consulting business, and through our consulting business in 2018, we introduced our coaching management software platform and started to use it for ourselves. And then in 2020, we did a test group of clients licensing our platform. And in 2022, we really started to make efforts towards marketing and selling Flyt to the market and doing market research. And at the end of 2023, that's when we met you all.
Yeah,
And
2023.
started working with Outsell sales.
Awesome. There's a few different types of clients that you're going after with Fleet. Would you mind just telling me a little bit about the types of clients you're trying to win? Where are they? Who are they? Average contract value?
Yeah, so it was really interesting. We obviously had an idea of the type of clients we wanted, but it wasn't as clear as it is now when we went through the process without sales in defining our ideal customer profiles. So through that process, we clearly identified three ideal customer profile metatypes. And then within the metatypes, there are subtypes. One of our client profiles is universities. In particular, either executive education, business organizations in universities. So every university has a company called Executive Education, a for-profit company, and using people from the industry and other external consultants, executive education organizations offer services to corporate organizations, so education and development services. So they are our client for our coaching platform. And then also we have career service departments is another subtype of the metatype. They also do coaching at scale. Then the second metatype would be coaching and consultancy organizations. So organizations who do any type of team coaching or one-to-one meetings. It could be mentoring, it could be coaching, it could be apprenticeships, or maybe they work doing team coaching, or they work with groups. Anybody who's sort of working with groups or teams at scale. And then the third metatype would be corporates. So this would be large corporate organizations that work with either a combination of external coaching vendors. So they have lots of different vendors and they want those vendors to use their one system. And they also might have internal coaching programs. So maybe they are a coaching culture. Maybe they train all their managers to coach people, or maybe they have internal full-time coaches working at the organization and they want some sort of platform to manage all of that. So those are like three main customer types.
Yeah.
But we learn about new cases as we go.
That's awesome. And so tell us a little bit about when we started working together end of 2023, you had a business development manager as well. Obviously, in that situation, there are there are a few different routes that you could go. Tell us a little bit about your thinking. What were the challenges? What sort of help were you looking for?
Well, one of the challenges was we're a small organization. So we had 10 full-time people at the time that we started working with you with Outsell sales. We only had 3 people really focusing on software sales, marketing, business development meetings. So we were seeking a way to extend the top of our sales funnel. That's what we called it. One of the challenges was the limit of the people and the limit of our time made it very hard to do outreach, to engage with potential clients at a larger scale, to develop the strategy, the tactics, even, we had a limit to who could talk about the tools and materials that we were using.
Yeah.
So it was a challenge. We wanted to amplify our ability to engage with a larger group of potential clients and be more effective when we did engage them. So we were looking for maybe an external partner who could help us with that, with knowledge about this. We looked into different options for that. We saw that one was just a company that could just basically book you meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Another type of company was a company that ran conferences where they would match you for meetings based on listed needs and requirements of the buyers with your offering and try and match you up in a short conversation. And then the third option really was you all,
Yeah.
which was different. You described something called the butterfly effect, and that really appealed to us, that it was like a multi-stream approach that was soft, yet in some ways hard at points, but this combination of fluttering around the potential client so they experience you from different touch points, whether it's a message in their LinkedIn, whether it's a post that they've done and you've liked it, whether it's a post that you've done and they've seen it, whether you're letting them know about a podcast that you've done or a conference you've attended. It's webinars. It's really thinking strategically about the second message you send them, the third message you send them. What do you do in different reaction cases? Do you meet someone for a short meeting or a long meeting? Do you send them a demo or do you ask them questions? So, I mean, I'm making it sound too simple, but in a way, Outsell Sales kind of provided this holistic approach
Yeah.
to extending the top of the sales pipeline. And then within that, they have a process for tools, materials, and tracking every activity that you're doing. So it's not just in outer space. There's literally a digitized document or record in a central place, keeping track of progress, materials, lists, everything together.
If I remember correctly, I mean, you tried at the same time that we started working together. You were also working with the conference company, the meeting setting. I mean, how do the experiences differ? Like, what? I guess also, the question here is, what do you now? We've worked together for a while. What do you feel you've actually gained from it, and how have you found the experience of you and I working together as well?
Well, I found that experience is very different. The other company, I felt that I was more of just another line item client on a list, a number to them. They cared that they would do the job properly, but I didn't feel they really cared about us as much. So that was kind of a difference. I mean, I felt that we were just another one of their clients type of thing. And I felt like the difference was you guys seem to really care beyond the meeting or beyond the listed action to be done. So like we wouldn't hear from them or see them about anything in between just logistical discussions, basically. Secondly, we didn't get any results from this company. So that made us really leery of working with them again. Thirdly, their system is might work well for some people, but it's kind of can be fitting a square peg into a round hole. It doesn't have any room to adjust. It's a fixed method that they match you with people and they don't really adjust in any way. I feel like the Outsell sales model, it's not a fixed system. There's a system there that's structured. So it combines like a standardized process that Outsell is continuing to evolve because we've even seen the evolution of Outsell sales process. They don't just sit there, they dynamically change it. But then on the other hand, they customized each client very much. So we did win a client without sales, and we have a bunch of other potential clients that we are soon and hopefully closing that came from this process, and a much bigger pipeline. There was a definitive amount of pipeline, plus the cost per client would be more reasonable without sales, and we got a lot more of them. There was like you get very, very, very few meetings and you pay a lot per meeting. And if you don't win out of the meeting, that's it. It's like you get this short little number.
Yeah.
So all those things.
Out of interest, we've worked together for a while now, and you tried this other model, which, with mixed, well, without the results. Do you, with the vision of what we're trying to do with Flyt, do you see another way to win clients?
I'm not sure what you mean by another way to win clients.
I guess what I'm interested in is we try and encompass lots of different strategies within the way that we work. And increasingly so in 2024 and beyond, we're seeing diminishing returns from things like cold email, cold outbound, setters, SDRs. And this is why we're so focused on adding value, building relationships with very targeted prospects and accounts. Do you think that still stands, or from what you see in the market, do you see that there might be other strategies that are worth pursuing?
Very good question. And I'm not sure I know the answer. I definitely feel like the sales pipeline process, if you will call it that, is evolving all the time. I feel like you need to stay aware of the latest tools. I know it's like over-mentioned, overused, over this, over that, but we don't really at the moment implement any type of sales process that includes any kind of AI tool in it or whatever, or strategy or methodology. And I sometimes wonder, if there's something to be said for that. I do wonder about some of the old tools still. People say that the trend is moving on, but I do wonder about the old school tools, like asking people directly for a meeting, which is kind of counterintuitive to what we're doing. But at the same time, it depends on your business model and what you sell and how you sell it. But like right now, we don't have a product that sells itself. So ultimately, we're trying to get demo meetings with qualified clients. So are there other ways to add to what you're already doing that would drive people to demo sales meetings? And that's something to be explored.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I mean, this is definitely what we're constantly looking to evolve and see, as you said, what works in each market and industry and for each client. But I think also what we're seeing, and you've done this with the conferences, is this return to some of these old school methods, old school business development activities. A lot of attention at the moment is in those kind of physical activities, be in the same room together, rather than over the last few years, which was sort of send thousands of emails and then hope that you hit someone at the right time.
Yeah, I could add one more thing. Like I have heard from quite a few of my professional network colleagues that something we haven't really done, we've done it to a limited degree, but something that I would like to add into what we're doing in the not too distant future is like SEO and advertising on the net, driving people to our website. It takes quite an investment and some knowledge to do it correctly. And that's something we've dabbled in, but haven't like fully invested in, both in the education and the funds for it. And I think that's there's something to be said for that.
100%. It's in our playbook and it's in the next stage. So once we've got those amazing case studies, LinkedIn awareness ads around those to the audience that we've built up is another great way to nurture those contacts for sure. Grant, thank you so much. I guess just any other insights or thoughts before we part ways?
Yeah, I would just say that, I think our sales cycle is a long one. We have a new innovative product. There's a lot of similar but different competing services out there. But at the end of the day, so it takes a long time for people to make a decision to buy our product. So the proof is in the pudding, but the pudding isn't fully baked yet. But what I will say, one of the things I desired as a business owner is I desired a partner that would extend the top of the sales funnel with me. I think in Outsell, we found a comprehensive, like actual partner, like a thinking partner, a strategist, a tactical implementer, an advisor, someone to actually like do some of the legwork with us on extending the top of the sales pipeline. And that is something I did not find in any of the other business models. So that was what was unusual about you all and why I was, interested to do this case interview with you. And I think it'd be a differentiator for you to understand that. And that's why I wanted to like articulate it when you asked me if there was one more thing I wanted to share. And that was just try and explain and summarize like, what's valuable about working with Outsell in addition to the actual results that you get. It's the totality of the partnership approach and someone who thinks with you, advises with you, does legwork with you, all those things together. That's comprehensive.
That's really great to hear. I mean, we feel like an extended part of your team, and yeah, we're looking forward to carry on working with you for however long it takes.
Well, let's do it, Henry. Looking
Well,
forward to that.
Grant, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. There's some really good stuff in there, and especially at the end, it's something we've been talking about a lot is how do we communicate this value, because we're very bad at it, and there's still a temptation at the beginning with our clients. Whatever you say in the sales process, they're still kind of going lead gen agency, lead gen, lead gen, lead gen, and we've got to get much better at showing the kind of extended value beyond that. So yeah.
Question for you.
Hmm.
How do you want your clients to describe you to other people? Like what label do you want people to use? Because I bet many of your clients are satisfied with you or want to share something they've done with you.
Hmm.
They might quite often discuss you with other clients, but it'd be interesting to know.
Similar to what you said at the end, I think it's like an extended sales and marketing bench, with a mixture of very senior resources, but also the ability to implement and not just consult. Look, if you're going to build a team, it's long, it's expensive, it's very, very difficult to do. And there's the tech stack. If you go and hire a fractional sales director or CMO, you don't get a team that comes with them. Then you've got someone doing the high level thinking, but unless you've got the juniors to implement, it's very hard. So I think it's that extended sales and marketing extended workbench of a mixture of senior and junior talent.
Well put. I will remember that when I have my next conversation.
I'll write it up and ping it over to you. Grant, thank you so much.
Cheers.
Cool.